Important in this part of the Everglades because we have so many boats out here. Now, every one of our boats that you see out there on the water must have a captain on it at all times. But the Everglades is a very dangerous place. And while we're out there, something could happen to me. If we are in the Everglades and something does happen to me, there is no longer a captain. Before I push this boat off, I have to appoint a co-captain. Someone that is willing to take over the boat if and when something happens to me. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. What is your name, sir? John. During this tour, may I refer to you as Captain John? You may. I may?
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a great time out there with Captain John, okay?
More throttle there, Captain John.
Again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Everglades Holiday Park. Everglades Holiday Park is the beautiful Florida Everglades, and we are home of the Gator Boys! Ladies and gentlemen, your adventure into the Florida Everglades begins right now with Captain Dylan and Captain John! And since you're on board right now with Captain Dylan and Captain John, you know you're in good hands. So from this point on, please sit back, relax, and enjoy your ride. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start this tour off right now with some wildlife. At this time, if you look out the left side of our boat, located straight across from us, sitting on that orange buoy line, you may notice a small group of birds. These birds are the double-crested cormorants. Double-crested cormorants are water birds. They're also known as the fishing bird. These birds can swim underwater for speeds up to 20 miles per hour, chasing their prey and escaping from larger predators. In some parts of the world, the double-crested cormorant is still used as a fishing bird. Well, I don't know if you guys can see this, but look to the right, out the right side of the boat. To the left, there's a really big alligator right there in the water swimming right along that bank. What people are known to do with these birds are that they will tie a rope around its neck, release it into the water, and wait for it to capture its prey. Once that happens, they pull the bird out of the water and remove the fish from its mouth. The rope around the bird's neck prevents it from swallowing the fish. Okay, look out the left side of our boat and look right over there near that grass to our left. There's a big alligator right there in the water, watching these birds. Throughout the day, these birds, the double-crested cormorants, will dive off of that orange buoy line into the water and try to catch fish. That's when the #1 predator in the Florida Everglades, the North American alligator, will attempt to catch one of these birds. For the next couple of days, I will be taking everyone around the Florida Everglades and telling you about the plant and the wildlife that is out here. I'm also going to try to find you as much wildlife as I can. Wildlife in the Florida Everglades may include some exotic fish and birds, some freshwater snakes and turtles, watching the trees for some South American iguanas. But my goal today is to find you a North American alligator and show you the alligator in its natural environment. And to find you as much wildlife as I like, we have to travel deep into the Everglades. So at this time, I'm going to take everyone on a speed trail. The boat we're sitting on is called Sundance. Sundance is powered by 720 horsepowers. That means right now we may reach speeds up to 50 miles per hour! Ladies and gentlemen, please use this time right now and secure any and all items, especially those hats, glasses, cell phones, cameras, and loved ones. And before we take off, I just want to say, I really do appreciate that energy you guys gave me back there. So, as a very special bonus today, right after our first speed trail, Captain John will hand out drinks and snacks for everyone on board. Thanks again, Captain John. But until then, please secure those items and hang on tight. 'Cause here we go! Okay, let's talk about the Everglades now. The Florida Everglades is one of the world's largest ecosystems. In total, the Florida Everglades are 100 miles long and 50 miles wide. This area is filled with many different species and animals. When most people think of the Florida Everglades, they think it's a swamp. To tell you the truth, they would be wrong. In fact, the Florida Everglades are not a swamp. It's actually a river. It's the shallowest and slowest moving river in North America. Before the Florida Everglades was called the Florida Everglades, it was known as the Endless River of Grass. At this time, if you look out the left side of our boat and you look down that canal, you may see why it was known as the Endless River of Grass. And we'll talk more about the grass out here a little bit later on the tour. At this time, we are entering a highly populated area for wildlife. As we enter this area, I just want to let everyone know that for your comfort, anytime on our tour that we encounter any wildlife, I will spin this boat in that area so both sides have a chance to view it. But please keep in mind that this is the wild, and these are wild animals. Sometimes, as I'm spinning the boat from side to side, alligators may go underwater. Birds may fly away. Wildlife will scatter. So if you're out here for some great pictures, please have your cameras ready at all times. Because here in the Florida Everglades, the difference between a good picture and a great picture is 1 second. This is one of my favorite parts of the Everglades, to come out here and visit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Vulture Island. Locals call this area Vulture Island because it is home to many different types of birds, but mainly populated by vultures. As we pass by Vulture Island, look around this area for the American black vulture. The American black vulture is the bird that has a gray, featherless head and black body. You may also see the turkey vulture. The turkey vulture has a red, featherless head and brown body. All vultures are considered scavengers because they feed off everything from dead animals in the area to garbage. But without vultures in the Everglades, you would probably only see dead animals in the area and garbage. And ladies and gentlemen, when you have an area like Vulture Island that is populated with so much wildlife, it's only natural to find a predator in this area. I I just spotted the #1 predator in the Florida Everglades. Another North American alligator right over here, folks. Now, this next alligator I'm going to show you is only about a 2-foot baby alligator. We're going to start with the right side of the boat first. Now, in just a moment, look out the right side of our boat, look right down in the water in the middle of that grass, and look for that 2-foot baby alligator over here. Okay, right behind this grass right here on the right. Look for that 2-foot baby alligator right now. Okay, now I'm going to bring the left side of the boat right up to this area to see if you can spot that 2-foot baby alligator. Okay, so right about now, start to look out the left side of our boat. Look down in the water where that grass is. Right on the other side of that grass, see if you can spot that alligator. One of the largest populations of vultures in the United States. If we return back here to Vulture Island at sundown, you would spot about 500 vultures covering this entire area. The next bird I'm going to show you here at Vulture Island, this is my favorite bird to see here. So please, have your cameras ready, everyone. Appearing out of the right side of our boat at this time, if you look right up on this tree branch, almost right above us, you'll see a bird sitting up there. This bird has a white chest and a white head. This bird is the osprey. The osprey is a bird of prey. From up to 500 feet in the air, the osprey soars around, watching the water the entire time, looking for fish. When this bird spots a fish at once, it will then fly straight down into the water at speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. The osprey crashes the water and grabs the fish. Currently located off the left side of our boat, straight across up on that tree branch, you can view the osprey. Up ahead on the left in these trees here, we're going to start spotting some vultures. you look out the right side of our boat, you look straight across up in these trees here, you'll spot some vultures up there. I really want to find you guys some more wildlife. And to do that, we have to travel even deeper into the Everglades. At this time, we are coming to our second speed trail. Once again, may I please ask everyone to secure all of your items and hang on tight. Thank you. And here we go! Welcome to the Shiner's Hole. I would like to start right now and give you a couple of fun facts about the North American alligator. The North American alligator has 80 teeth in their mouth. There is 40 teeth on the top, and there is 40 teeth on the bottom. During the alligator's life, it can go to over 3,000 teeth. Here's a did you know? Did you know that in their natural environment, such as the Florida Everglades, alligators like to eat fish, birds, lizards, turtles, snakes, people named John, small mammals, and other alligators. Male alligators will eat their own young. Coming up on the left side of our boat next, ladies and gentlemen, walking in the middle of this patch of vegetation, you may notice a small, colorful bird. This small, colorful bird is the purple gallinal. Purple gallinal birds spend their days among this vegetation looking for their food. While these birds are out here, they leave themselves vulnerable to larger predators. Not only alligators and snakes, but also large fish and other birds. For the first 2 weeks of this bird's life, it's very small and all black. From 2 weeks to 6 months, they will get these brown colored feathers. At 6 months of age, the purple gallinal reaches its maturity, and that's when they get the purple and blue color feathers you see on this adult. Once again, ladies ladies and gentlemen, the small colorful bird currently located off the right side of our boat, walking in the middle of that vegetation, is the purple gallinal. Okay, now that we've talked about some of the wildlife around the Everglades, I'd like to talk to you now about your surroundings. I think everyone should be aware of their surroundings while they're out here. Let's start with the grass. Today, on your tour, you will see two types of grass. There is cattail grass and sawgrass. Most of the grass you will see around this area is cattail grass. Cattail grass was introduced to the Florida Everglades back in the early 1900s. Cattail grass was put out here to be used as a filtration system. Water management uses this cattail grass to absorb any impurities in this water. Any toxins that run off of local golf courses, lakes, and canals that connect to the Florida Everglades. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I do have some more wildlife that will be appearing on the left side of our boat next. Please use this time to get your cameras ready. Appearing out of the left side of our boat at this time, straight across standing on top of that patch of cattail grass, is the great blue heron. The great blue heron is the tallest bird in the Florida Everglades. This bird stands to be 4 feet tall and can have a wingspan of up to 6 feet wide. This bird's diet includes fish, lizards, turtles, snakes, even newborn baby alligators. I recently read that the great blue heron is the #1 killer of baby alligators in the Florida Everglades. And is standing straight out the right side of our boat, right on top of that patch of cattail grass. The vegetation you see in this water around us is called the spatter dock plant. But not to be confused with the common lily. Lily pads are round and shaped, and they sit flat on top of the water. Spatter dock is shaped like a heart. And depending on the water levels out here, you may see this plant sticking up out of the water. A lot of wildlife that live in the Florida Everglades depend on these plants. Some wildlife depend on these plants for food. Some wildlife depend on these plants to shelter them from larger predators. Just a little side note. When you see the spatterdock plant in the water, you can know that you are in water levels of 6 feet and under. These plants only grow to be 6 foot tall. The average depth of the water levels in the Florida Everglades will vary between 2 to 6 feet deep. During much of our tour, if you look over the edge of the boat into the water, you may notice bottom. Some canals out here can reach water levels up to 20 feet deep. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a little earlier at an area called Vulture Island, I showed you a bird called the osprey. Well, there's another one that is currently located off the left side of our boat, sitting on top of this tree. Just in case you didn't get a good look at that first one. If anyone on board right now enjoys fishing, you will be happy to hear that there are over 200 different types of fish in this water. What happens a lot of times, people buy freshwater fish from fish stores. In time, when the fish get too big, they may release them right out here into the Florida Everglades. Or they may release them into areas that connect to the Florida Everglades. Either way, there really is no telling what kind of fish are out here. Some of the most common fish we may see throughout this area include bluegills, mudfish, sunfish, Florida gar, catfish, the largemouth bass, the peacock bass, the Oscar, and recently I've been chatting with some of the local fishermen out here. I've even heard about some people catching the snakehead fish. Excuse me for just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Another alligator just came up on the right side of our boat in just a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right now, if you look straight out the right side of our boat, right over there swimming in the water, we got another North American alligator. Alligators have lateral vision. Lateral vision means they do not see in front of them. They cannot see behind them. Alligators can only see sideways out of their head. If an alligator is ever looking right at you, chances are they're not even looking at you. Alligators have a 4-chambered heart. They can slow their heartbeat down to 4 or 5 beats a minute, which helps them hold their breath for up to 6 hours long. to 100 years. In the wild, their life expectancy is cut in half. Here in the Florida Everglades, an alligator's life expectancy is 50 to 60 years. When alligators are born, they are born to the length of 5 or 6 inches long. From there, an alligator can grow up to 12 inches a year for the first 6 years of its life. After that, alligators never fully stop growing because they can grow for their whole life. Maybe not as much as 12 inches a year, but depending on their diet and their activity level on how much they will grow. The average alligator grows to be 13 feet long and can weigh up to 800 pounds. The largest alligator ever found in the Florida Everglades on record was 15 feet long and almost 1,000 pounds. Snakehead fish, Oscars, peacock bass, iguanas are non-native to the Florida Everglades. And they are not the only invasive species living out here, because there is also a large population of the Burmese pythons. Pythons are doing damage to the ecosystem around the Florida Everglades because the large snakes are eating a lot of the native animals. What this is doing is it's wiping out some species, which is taking food away from others. Years back, the Everglades organized a tournament called the First Python Challenge. During that time, they sent over 100 boats and 1,000 participants all around the Everglades, trying to catch and capture as many pythons as they could. Over 2 months of coming out here on evenings and weekends. The total number of pythons captured were 68. But 68 pythons around the Florida Everglades is a very small percentage, because they estimate there are tens and thousands of them out here. Back in 2013, the largest python found in the Florida Everglades was 17 feet and 10 inches long. That snake weighed about 180 pounds. They said it could swallow whole a 6-foot North American alligator. approaching our third and final speed trail. So for one last time today, may I please ask everyone to secure all of your items and hang on tight. Thank you. And here we go. Everglades are 5,000 square miles in size. This place is shaped almost entirely by fire and water. If you look around at all the cattail grass around us, you may notice that a large percentage of it is dead grass. That is because the cattail grass takes up to 10 months to decompose. And when you have all this dead grass just lying around the Florida Everglades, most Floridians consider Florida to be the lightning capital of the U.S. If a bolt of lightning touches down near a large patch of dead grass, then an uncontrollable brush fire will ignite that will destroy much of the land and kills a lot of the wildlife. Alligators are territorial. When an alligator finds an area where there is easy access to food and shelter from predators, when an alligator finds an area like that, they'll call it home for a while. We are now entering a territory for about a 7-foot alligator. But I'm looking around right now and I do not see it anywhere. Don't worry. I've been working for this company for 12 years. In my time of working here, I've been lucky enough to study some noises and sounds that the wildlife reacts to. And with that information, I have come up with an alligator call. An alligator call I will use right now to try to call any alligator in this area close to our boat. Please keep in mind, folks, these are wild animals. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. The only thing I can guarantee you is that I will give it my best shot. Please have those cameras ready and watch this. Excuse me.
Come here, alligator! Come here, alligator!
Alright, I'm going to hang out in this area for just a moment to see if any alligators do come out. In the meantime, let me tell you some differences between alligators and crocodiles. The shape of their nose. An alligator's nose is round and shaped. A crocodile's nose will come to more of a V-shaped point. Their eyes. An alligator's eyes are located on the side of its head. The crocodile's eyes are located more towards the middle of its head. Their living environments. Crocodiles can live in saltwater, freshwater, brackish water. Alligators can only survive in freshwater. A size difference. The average alligator grows to be 13 feet long. The average crocodile grows to be 20 feet long. Alligators see you later. Crocodiles see you in a while. Animal in the Florida Everglades. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Captain Jimbo! This canal we're traveling in right now was dug in the 1930s. This canal was dug by the Army Corps of Engineers. This canal was dug to try to dry up the Florida Everglades because the U.S. government wanted to use this land to build houses and plant crops. Coming up on the left side of our boat next, you can see one of our only female airboat captains at Everglades Holiday Park, the always beautiful Captain Anna. Here in South Florida, with all the persistent rainfall that we have, eventually this whole land filled up with water, making this large area we know as the Florida Everglades. There were 1,800 miles of canals dug for this area. The canal we're traveling in right now can reach water levels up to 20 feet deep. Little brown trees that you see on both sides of this canal are pond apple trees. For 6 months out of the year, you will see a green fruit growing on the end of their branches. That green fruit would be the pond apple. Traditionally, pond apples grow on these trees between the months of April to September. Even no pond apples grow on the trees. For 6 months out of the year, they're only edible to us for 1 month out of that year. After 5 months of growing on the trees, the green fruit begins to change colors. It will eventually turn all brown. But while that pond apple is still green, there is a poison inside of it. It's a high level of toxin called arsenic. You would have to first wait for that green fruit to change colors before it was considered edible. But then again, it has been known to be survival out here in this dangerous place that is also known as the endless river of grass. And now, if I may, I would like to tell everyone just a little bit more about the boat we've been traveling on. This boat we've been traveling on today is called Sundance. Sundance was built right here on site at Everglades Holiday Park. Sundance was built out of a lightweight aircraft aluminum and is powered by two 1975 V8 Cadillac engines. Sadly though, here at Everglades Holiday Park, we airboat captains do not own these boats. Our income is provided by your generosity. Tips and gratuities are greatly appreciated. And from my family to yours, I thank you very much. Oh, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I can show you something else really quick. Now, a few moments back, I showed you one of our only female airboat captains at Everglades Holiday Park, Captain Anna. Now I can show you the other female airboat captain at Everglades Holiday Park. The always beautiful Captain Juan. Allow me to be the first to welcome everyone back to Everglades Holiday Park. And I just want to say it's been my pleasure to show you all around the Florida Everglades today, and I hope everyone enjoyed their ride. I hope you were able to get some good pictures and some better memories. And don't forget that your adventure at Everglades Holiday Park is not over yet. Because after this boat ride, you have an alligator show, starring some of the stars from the hit TV show, The Gator Boys. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated until both ends of the boat is tied off before you attempt to exit. Remember to watch ahead and step when you do come off the boat. I wish you all safe travels back home. And the last thing I will mention before we depart is very important to me. Those of you who enjoyed this ride today, please always remember that you were on board with Captain Dylan. Those of you who did not enjoy this ride today, please always remember that you were on board with Captain John. Thank you so much, everybody!